Warm welcome to the last session of fifth day of Atal FDP on robotics. I welcome Dr. S.S. Oval sir for this last session to deliver till participants are joining. So if any queries, doubts of any questions, if you are having, please drop it in the chat box so that it can be taken while discussion at the end, or also at the end we will be having one-to-one question and answer session which can be taken up, and at the end of this session we will be having photograph of all the participants. So all of you have to turn on your cameras at the end when it will be question answer session, and also immediately after that we will be having validatory session in continuation with this session. Separate that link related to your quiz, it will be posted in the chat box itself. So all participants must log in, attend this session, and through this session only whatever chat box is there we will be dropping at the end after validatory function the test paper. So those are the instructions from my side. Over to you all, sir.
Humanoid. What are the different technologies associated with this humanoid? Humanoids are of different type. Whether robots can be referred as humanoid. All these doubts are there in the mind of many people. Now, in today's lecture, we are going to see humanoid robots. Whether we really need it. Swati Yadav, can you mute your mic? Yeah, thank you. So, can we have humanoid robots? Do we require them really? That we are going to see. That is need of humanoid robots. Then we are going to see history of its development. Whether it has got developed, what was the ideation that time, and how it is there till today. Then we'll classify them as per their types. We will see types possible and available right now. Then we will go for applications of humanoid for various purposes. They are not simply meant for entertainment. They have many serious applications that we are going to see. Then we'll go for understanding future of humanoids. Then we'll go to conclusion, and at the end we will take some questions after references slide, and then we will stop. So in today's lecture we are going to learn humanoid. Basically, friendly companion need is always there because human being is social animal. Remaining in a society with an active role, having interaction with all the elements of society, that is need for every human being. That companion can be there for entertainment, for caring, for playing a sport, for assisting, for many reasons. But company is required and it is essential. Humanoids are preferred or expected sometimes, I'm not saying always, sometimes, than the other human being, only because a person who own it, he is having supervisory control on the robot. And because of this supervisory control, he can control its action, make it off and on as per his requirement. So that demand of supervisory role is very much attractive to the people. Okay. So in nutshell, need of humanoid is there for many reasons in the society. You might have seen robots in the picture like this. Many times we are seeing this science fiction, this type of pictures in science fiction movies, in novels, comics, and they are giving us certain impression. But remember that these are all imaginary pictures. They are not real robots. Humanoid are there always as a center of attraction in the recent technology. Let that be the topic of Sophia. Let that be topic of Asimov. Humanoid remains at the center of the interest. This type of pictures sometimes misguides you. So, what can be the perfect humanoid? Whether they are android, genoids, actroids, how to separate them from each other, that we are going to learn today. So remember that science fiction based characters and sketches and pictures, they may not be justificable, but yes, available technology can be discussed in detail as a technocrat. So what is humanoid? When we say humanoid, it is a robot with its body shape similar to human being. Okay, the design is made for functional purposes to interact with human being, certain tools, environments, maybe for experimental purpose, and sometimes studying its bipedal locomotion. So we know humanoid. Asimov is very famous. Whenever you say humanoid technology, Honda Corporation, who made Asimov, is a best of the best human technology available. I will not say that this is the only number one technology. When we compare many other humanoid, we may find different advantages in that system. So depending on that, we are going to see all the types. These are the different types of humanoids. They are named as Curio, Creo, Kondo, and many names are there. Activia, astronaut. So these robots, most of the times, they are at research lab. Secondly, they are taken for entertainment purpose, and for few occasions, they are meant for some research activity. We are going to see how are they. We are finding mention of robot in here, which is
Oh, sir, your voice is breaking.
I am speaking very loudly. There should not be any break because I am having Wi-Fi connectivity, very good Wi-Fi connectivity. Is it okay now?
Yes, now it
Your
is okay.
voice is audible, sir. It's quite good.
Now, okay. Thank you. In an era 350 years before Christ BC, Aristotle wrote that in his book Politics, he written that there is only one condition in which we can imagine managers not needing subordinates and masters not needing slaves. Which condition is that? That condition is nothing but some device, some mechanism, some type of arrangement, and that is what is being explained as an instrument which could do its own work, which can follow command, which can interact with intelligent anticipations, and top of that, it can be like few characters which can perform instrument playing and other intelligent activities. So in this all discussion, it is being pointed out towards robotics, nothing else. So why a robot? these type of humanoid robots are required? Very first reason is that anthropomorphism. Anthropomorphism means human-like morphology with all advantages of structural designs are required for manufacturing, for processes, for interactions, for different types of tasks in day-to-day activity. Similarly, embodiment, giving a form of ideas and feeling to a structure, that is also required. Third, we require laborers who can understand and follow the order. Many times, demand of assistantship can be completed by this particular aspect. Fourth one, interactions and improved communication with machines so that it is easy, natural, and effective communication. In humanoid technology, it is always interactive, and therefore, this effective communication, natural communication, is expected in the humanoid also. We are expecting somebody who can work in a dangerous environment for us, for living being. So we can share that particular responsibility to the machines, particularly robots. And therefore, preferring safe environment for living being and offering dangerous environment where robot can be safe is a need of a day. Repetitive task, exhaustive work is always a boring and monotonous and not acceptable for human being. Common human being, they always require meaningful work involvement. For that reason, for repetitive tasks, laborious work, humanoid or robots are required. So all these 6 different points I have noted down to mention importance of humanoid technology in our life. What is history of humanoid? As I said, what Aristotle has told in 350 BC, even before that, 3500 BC, Greek myths, they have incorporated myths. In the Greek myths, they have incorporated idea of intelligent mechanisms. Even 2500 BC, Egyptian invented idea of thinking machines, which can give advice. Okay, so it is a type of statues with a priest hidden inside. It can be similar to that of the some type of mechanism. Then 1400 BC, second group, it was there with the first robotic device, which was water clock. Second, we can see mechanical bird and horse. Third one, we can see there was a water clock with movable figures. So these are the developments. And recently in 12th century, Al-Jaziri, Arabic engineer, he has explained many ideations. In his book of knowledge, he is explaining automated girl who can pour a drink, even a hand who can play instruments. Okay, and 4 such automated musicians mechanism was explained by him. So this is about timeline, how history is always mentioning a need of robot, it is so old. In a recent era, in year 1495, that is 15th century, Leonardo da Vinci, he designed artificial man in the form of armored knight, and he was explaining first of its humanoid type robot in Western civilization in a sketched form. In 1819, Nikola Tesla, famous Nikola Tesla, he created first remote operated vehicle. As we all know, 1921, there was a definition given by Karel Capek for robot. And then in 1926, there was a first movie robot, Maria. 1938, American engineer, they developed programmable paint spraying machines. And 1939, 7 foot tall, 260-pound mechanical man built by Westinghouse which was appearing for New York Fair. Okay, it was World's Fair at New York, and its name is Electro. Electro, who was walking, talking, sometimes smoking also, was center of attraction of that fair. And he had a complete Europe country tour also. It was very, very popular. How it looks like, Electro is shown over here in this diagram. It is referred as America's first celebrity robot. It is made by Westinghouse Electric Corporation, and it was a type of motorized man, like that. It was able to walk. It was operated by using voice command. It was able to speak 700 different words. It was able to smoke cigars. It was blowing up balloons. It was moving his heads and arms. It is having 7 feet height. It is nowadays it is in the museum. Now it is not functioning fully. And it was with one robot dog also, Sparko. Now this aluminum skin robot was very much popular at that time. We must understand our history, then only we can understand importance of presence. So this is the past. What is the present situation? This is a present situation. What is this? Honda's Asimov. Honda's Asimov is named after Isaac Asimov in his memory, but its full form is Advanced Step in Innovative Mobility. It was first time bought in the market in year 2000 by Honda. They started developing this in 1980s, and several prototypes were there. Initially, it was first bipedal two-leg model, E-series, and then they started developing the wireless movements in 86 and 93 onward. We are going to see all these movements. So Asimov was there. Asimov by Honda Corporation, very much popular because of its technology. It is having a running speed of 2.7 km per hour. Such a good speed for robot. Now, this Asimov by Honda Corporation has its history or journey of its development. Let us try to see how Asimov was developed. So, very first action by Asimov is handshake. Handshake, when we are doing, we are focusing our complete attention to a person. Not only seeing that person, but understand its pressure on the palm. Either it is pulling pressure or pushing pressure, and accordingly we are adjusting our body. So let us see how Asimov is interacting. So stabilizing forward or backward. (1986) only biped robot. So it was initial attempt. You can see failures are there. (1996) it could become wireless and carrying its own battery, but it was too tall, 182 centimeter. Weight was also very much higher. It was named as P2 robot. 1993-97, first time P3 started walking on the streets, and you can see that nobody is pointing towards it, as if it's an abnormal thing, but they are accepting it as one of the artistic outfit of person is wearing, or some of that type. So P3 advanced versions, battery backup and good structure. In 2000, they made it first time available in the market. Warming up session for robot. Can robot play football? It is a bit difficult. To make a straightforward kick, that is a challenging task for a robot. Now, let us observe how whether he can take it successfully or not. Person is happy, but what about robot? Let us see robot reaction. Oh, robot is not happy. Making a juice ready for his master is a tougher task, because lifting a bottle, opening a cap, then pouring it slowly in an initial phase, and then pouring properly with the speed afterward can be a very big and difficult task for a robot. Let us see how Asimo can do it. So pouring was made easy. Now handing over to the person. So you can see there is an interaction. A proper force is applied on the cup. If proper force is applied, then only first person will leave the cup. Otherwise, whether holding is there or not, nobody knows. Means that should be assured. And applying pressure while taking away a cup can be the only sensory feedback. And accordingly, assuming that. Now you can see robot is mimicking all the motions of that human being. It is possible only because of external cameras. It can take help of external camera also. So this is about Asimo in the initial stages. Now we would like to see one more video when there will be a complete explanation of Asimo's technology. Okay, it is just similar to that of this first video, but we'll try to see again. So Asimo is invited for a stage show. Asimo is saying hello to everybody. anchor of the show, he's asking, have you received my mail? It is exactly the same way what person is assuring that he is the appropriate person for whom I was waiting. Okay. So now show will be explaining different functionality. Before that, anchor has to finish his work. Okay, so he's interacting with Asimov and now explaining what Asimov can do. But initially, he's asking robot to come in a corner and trying to explain what Asimov can see. So let us see his vision technology. And in the camera, you can see he is watching anchor as well as he is watching to the audience. Four feet and 3 inches tall. Technical parameters are being discussed. Now, anchor is trying to explain body parts of Asimov robot, but at the same time, robot is watching his movement. And just to create lighter movement, he is mimicking his motion, which was not at all a part of the program. Okay. Robot can do sidewalk. Now he is asking robot to walk forward. Now robot is walking backward. Now he is telling robot to balance. He is balancing on one leg. But robot, instead of only balancing, Asimov is rotating that leg also. Okay. So both the leg he is showing his capacity. Then football kicking. Just now we have seen whether it's a perfect straight line kicking or not. Because we have to touch to the exact location of the ball. And yes, it is possible. Exact straight line kicking. Now he's interacting with kids who are there watching the show. Okay. Now he's telling Asimov to complete next step, that is dancing. And Asimov is doing a dance for audience. Okay. Next. After dance, now Asimov will be given a task for stepping up. Let us see whether Asimov can step up properly or not. We have already seen one video, but this is a live demonstration. So we are watching it continuously. Stepping up is difficult because exact distance of the step is not known. Understanding the distance of vertical lifting, then horizontal moving, and adjusting center of gravity is comparatively a complex activity for robot. Oh, so robot could complete very effectively, but robot is not this Asimov robot is not only meant for taking orders, but he can think on its own. So let us see one example now. Asimov is not stopping itself over there, but it is going at the corner of that staircase. Asimo, anchor is saying whether room is ready for my mom and dad. Just have a look inside the room. And a robot is seeing inside there in that room, and that view is made available on the screen. Okay, he said thank you to robot. And now stepping down. Stepping down is also difficult. For stepping down, we require perfect balancing. And stepping down was made possible. Okay, so let us see next task to robot. Can robot run actually? Asimo saying yes, I am ready. And robot is doing now preliminary warming up. For that preliminary warming up, it is completing its basic steps. Many of you must have seen this video, but this video is such a nice that it is explaining all the capabilities of a robot. And see the running. Now robot is running, but to what we are calling it as running, whether it is just simple walking or jogging or it is running, what is the criteria? Criteria is very simple. In case of running, both the foot should be there in the air. We are going to see now whether it is there or not. We will see it in a slow motion. Both the feet are there in the air for a fraction of second. So it is a running condition. So now he is just saying bye to audience. This is the technology which we are seeing. Now we are seeing complete development right from simple biped robot and slowly becoming completely autonomous. Okay. Nowadays, robots are getting operated, getting controlled in a group. The third video, which I am going to show you, it is something a step ahead of yeah. This is dancing in a group. Honda humanoid robot. Synchronized action of all robots together. This is the latest model which I would like to show you. I thought I should show you quickly. This is not something very difficult than the rest of the technology. But this new model is having more advanced feature such as compact battery backup and more interactive skill, multilingual interaction facilities, and many more. Now, this is about Asimo. Yes, we all are impressed by this technology, no doubt about that. But we have few good robots. French company Aldebaran Robotics, which is having their headquarters in Paris. This French company, they have made Nao robot, and Nao is a desktop version of huge robots. Okay, it is equipped with all types of advanced features of motion, vision, and audio capabilities which are required for robot. They can this robot can walk, they can recognize faces and objects, and they can be operated with a voice command, with touch command, and even it can have emotions. This robot is available in COEP also. 6th generation Nao robot has been purchased, and we are having very good show of demonstrating its capabilities. Now this is a video about Nao next generation robots. Now is having two cameras. You can see location of cameras. With camera, it can detect faces. It can recognize faces. Person is walking in. Interacting with now by saying hi. Robot is also responding, saying hi, hello, how are you? He's saying, are you ready to work for some work in the morning? And robot is becoming ready now. Choreographic programmation software is available. It can communicate with Wi-Fi. Whole body motion is traceable. Synchronized action of complete body can be seen. It is having prehensile hands. It is catching something. Four microphones can detect sound or voice immediately. Sound localization is possible. But many times I'm saying to the people that life of robot is very difficult. Okay, person, owner or user is saying that just follow me. So it is having adaptive walking as per the owner or user's walk. So it is following that person. But at the same time, at some demonstration step, accident may happen. And let us observe one small accident and how now react to that. So robot is reacting to his action, and now you see the accident. This is a collision of the with the person, and robot is falling on the ground. So new event is stopping a walk. Now fall manager will start functioning. You can see just exactly like a human being, the way we are pulling our hands in front of our head, in front of our body parts, and we are trying to save our body from the collision. Same way, robot is bringing both arms in front of the body, and it is happening because of inertial sensor action. And he is becoming ready. So this is about now. Now is very much popular, not only for the entertainment and learning, but it is also popular uh, in research laboratory. We have seen second robot, that is now. Let us go for next robot. Next robot is by NASA. NASA, though they are HRP2 project, it is by Quada Industries, not by NASA. Quada Industry and AIST, another company involved into it, they are busy with HRP2 project. In this project, the popular research humanoid is made with a futuristic look. You can see the stages of development as shown over here on the screen. Even its surface, walking, carrying heavy objects, everything was tried for this robot. its height is comparatively bigger than that of the Asimov. Height is 154 centimeter. Its weight is low, 58 kg, and its speed is almost same that of the Asimov, 2 kilometer per hour. It is equipped cross joint so that for walking in the confined spaces also it can walk very efficiently. Okay. What are industry HRP? Let us try to see HRP robot along with other robots over here on the screen. So world's top 3 humanoid robot we are going to see. Very first of that type is Asimov, which we have already seen. Okay. We have already seen it dancing, stepping up, walking, running. This is a robot in a series of HRP and it is being showcased. It can interact with the people. It is showing ability to move hand, making synchronized motion. It is showing its detailed information on the backside, on the backpack. Kawada AIST. Various motions are being demonstrated. Now we are seeing now again. Showing the feelings also. If it is connected to internet, we can ask many questions to now, and accordingly now will explain. Life of robot is difficult, as I said, but object tracking is possible with the now. Now is explaining its balancing skill. Okay, so I compared all 3 robots in one single video. Now, Atlas. Atlas is developed by Boston Dynamics. It is a defense project. US Department of Defense was not, they were not interested in using Atlas robot for combat situations, but it was developed for similar type of operations. Okay, It was meant for emergency services, which were including search operations, rescue operations, and this atlas developed by Boston Dynamics based on some of the company's earlier robot creation, which is a very famous development from Boston Dynamics. Who can answer? Famous robot developed by Boston Dynamics. Who can help me? Who can help me? A robot which is very famous and developed by Atlas.
Mars rover?
Sir, is
No.
it dog kind of robot? Something that resembles a dog.
Yes,
I
very good.
I
It
did not
is.
get the name, but I'm just
Oh, very good, very good.
It's something like big dog.
Yes, it is Big Dog. Name of the robot developed by Boston Dynamics is a Big Dog. It is a four-legged structure which can weigh up to 300 kg load on its back, and it can, navigate in all types of terrain. Let that be snowy, let that be slippery, let that be slope, let that be a desert, let that be stony, anything. And Big Dog is surprising for all of us. Now it's not a topic of discussion because now we are discussing humanoid robots. Okay, but similar technology, all what was there in Big Dog was being used over here for this. Even for this world's most dynamic robot, even there was some prank video. You must have seen a soldier type of robot handling weapons, firing at in one direction accurately, and that robot video was made purposely just to criticize on the use of this robot, and it got popularity. Many of you must have seen that video. Now we are going to see Atlas in action. So let us start that video. These are all impressive actions, all acrobatic moves which are not possible with a simple robot. And you can see how efficiently and in a fantastic way this robot is doing. I hope that you like these all moments, but we are all engineers. We understand how difficult they are to plan its gate cycle, to plan its body structure, which will be supporting for this dynamic action, to plan, design proper control of the system. So it is a type of ideal example of having a robot of such a dynamic action. Complete 360-degree jump. This was very recent video of 2019 by Boston Dynamics. I was thinking of showing you that most criticized video by animation company, but I stopped myself for making this discussion purely technical one. Okay, so Atlas Advanced Control System and state-of-art hardware, they are helping this robot for showing proper power movement and proper balance movement for demonstrating human level agility. So that is the beauty of this structure. That is the beauty of this complete technology. Okay. Then Curio is there. Curio, it is made by Sony Corporation. Honda, Sony, these are the big giants in the field of electronics. As we have seen Asimo by Honda Corporation, similarly, Curio and Aibo, these are the very famous robots developed by Sony Corporation. Curio is there in front of you, but in this session, I cannot show you Aibo. Aibo's similar version, Genibo, is there in our lab in COEP, but Aibo is a dog, Genibo is also a dog, and that dog is a separate category. So I have not added in this today's session, which is a humanoid technology related discussion. Curio is made by Sony company. Its height is 61 centimeter. It is pronounced Curio, just quest of curiosity in Japan, in Japanese language. It was again meant for assisting. It was meant for walking, talking, running, dancing, recognizing voices, replying to that, playing the ball games, and many, many things. Its foot sensors are such that it can play soccer also. Ankles are with the ball joints so that it can walk on uneven surfaces. Just now we have seen Asimo. It can pick up some there on the ground very quickly without damaging itself or to the object. It can move smoothly for various moments. Curio, its version SDR 4X, 4XII, or you can say 412. This type of prototype was designed to use there in a home, and it was very compact bipedal robot. Okay, and it was able to, it was there with a more increased capacity of the communication. Now, nowadays, Curio is not being sold commercially. Let us see video of Curio now. We'll go a little quickly. Now, this is most important technology. This is referred as SLAM, simultaneous localization and area mapping, and detecting obstacles, finding out a path that is possible with Creo. And reaching to a goal. It can hear a sound and respond accordingly. So you can see interaction skills. Then it is being used for entertainment. So this is all about Curio. Now we would like to go to the most important part, that is comparing all these robot system together. But we'll see 2 or 3 robots and then we'll go for comparing all these system together. By Kondo Corporation, Kondo Kagaku in Japan, KHR3 robot is developed, and it is of certain taller height, 15.8 inches. Comparatively, it is having a very low weight, 1.5 kg. Then it is taller than now. It can dance. It can do sumo wrestling. It can do many activity. Particularly, it can mimic human actions. It was also meant for somersault and back flips, which was not there with the other robot. So this is a Konda robot. Then Octavia robot. Octavia robot was made by Naval Research Laboratory, and this US-based laboratory, they made Octavia specially for interactive feature. Then second priority was for firefighting purpose. So it was able to identify, track the people, understand what they say, their recognizing their gesture was the first priority. Second priority, to think about human safety and work accordingly. So it was meant for very sophisticated speech, visual recognition capacity, and it is having height of 175 centimeters, 69 inch, comparatively taller, and 168 kg weight. Speed is 16 kilometer per hour because it's a rescue robot. It is having comparatively fast motion. So let us see what Octavia is. Mobile, dexterous, and social robotics together. This is all about Octavia, a quick video which can demonstrate its capability. Many videos are there on the website and on the internet, but I quickly picked up very few of them so that briefly they can explain technical features. Now, humanoid robots we have discussed. It was a big range of robots. Many robots are there. Curio and Ido and many robots are there. But I don't want to bring all this robot range in front of you. I have selected only 6 of them so that we can have a quick view. Otherwise, it's a big list of humanoid robot. Almost every country has their own humanoid robot. Okay, even Indian robots are also there. But today's topic given to me is humanoid robots technology and recent advancements. So I will just speak about humanoid. Now, the best of the best humanoids are androids, actroids, and geminoids. They are having a step ahead technology of the humanoid sciences. Now, let us understand what is android, what is actroid, what is geminoid. You must have heard something about this. Let us have clarity in the knowledge about these different types. Okay, androids. What do you mean by android? Android, which looks like human being. Okay, exactly the same way, same features, same gestures. Even in the Japan, one hotel is there. Its name is Strange Hotel, a theme park hotel in Nagasaki, and they have their all workers, receptionists, waiters, cleaning staff, cloakroom attendant, all are nothing but androids. And what is this android technology? It's a humanoid robot and having synthetic skin, synthetic organism designed to look and act like a human being. Its body is having a flesh-like resemblance. I'm saying resemblance, not exactly same way. Historically, they are named, they are remaining completely within the domain of science fiction, where they are frequently seen in the film and televisions. Therefore, they are comparatively most attractive robotics technology. Now, in these two pictures, we are seeing exactly similar robot. How these robots are being made? What are the technology behind that? Let us see it one by one. Okay, Professor Hiroshi will be given a complete credit, and his Hiroshi Ishiguro and his complete work is being presented over here now. They never get bored of your company. But if you are getting bored because of robot, it's a simple action that you have to unplug them, and robot will stop its action. It was second Geminoid. First Geminoid we are going to see now. Now, what is there inside this exactly similar robot? What is the technology hidden inside this artificial skin? Let us understand. Yes, it is the machine inside that. Taken all the measurements very carefully. You can see they are taking micro level care so that everything will be made as it is. You can see these all black dots over here in the artificial skin. They are all actuators. Okay, and why these actuators are required? They are required for certain facial movements. So, so totally there are 13 actuators. Professor Hiroshi Ishiguro is developing this type of Android technology. It is only meant for interactive robotics. Okay, eyes, mouth, cheeks. It can understand, and accordingly, it can understand gesture of the people. So this was about Android. Actroids are type of Android actually, and they are having strong visual human likeness. They can move, they can walk, they can do exact similar body gestures. Actroids are a bit closer to human being than androids. Okay, sometimes these actroids are named for lady robots, but it is not the fact. Actroids are comparatively closer. They are mimicking exactly all the types of movements, even eye movement, then hand gestures. Okay, so there is a thin line of separation between android and actroid. Then we have geminoids or genoids. These are the fembots, which are gendered feminine. It is also named as genoids. Okay, this term is very recent terms, and these robots are used in a fiction, science fiction films, arts, and some realistic humanoid robot design technology. And it is used for some new real life robot design. Okay, instead of seeing its video again and again, I would like to discuss applications. What can be the application?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sorry to disturb you. I just wanted to know the thin difference between androids and geminoids. In androids, we are having both male and female, whereas in genoid, we are having only female.
In genoid. Hello, can you keep your mic muted?
Audio is not clear, sir.
Am I audible now?
Audible, but
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Now, a simple thing is that here I am showing you feminine robot. Okay, it is a fembot. It is also named as genoid. It can be a male robot or female robot. Over here, it is actroid and android. Android and actroid is having some little difference, but geminoid can be girl as well as boy. Is that clear?
yes, sir. But what is the difference between asteroid and humanoid then?
Then in that case, we are attaching gender to the robot. Actroid, when we say actroid, a step ahead technology. When we are attaching gender, she robot or he robots, then it becomes a genoid. It's a separation. It is simple language of separation. It is not related with certain technology differences.
Okay,
These
sir.
are the terms. These are the terms which
Okay, sir. Thank you.
can you mute your mic, please? Yeah, now it is okay. See, these are the terms can be referred for discussions and certain research. Otherwise, technically, they are very much close to each other. Okay, now application. In case of humanoid applications, you must have seen this diagram just now I was showing you. Right from entertainment, they're starting their work where we have seen that most of the time they are there for entertainment. But very sure that they can be used for education as well. Okay, certain therapies says that instead of human teaching, machine teaching can be more interesting to some of the kids. It is possible. Art, yes, art forms are there, not only of just type of art where sketching and drawing and paintings are there, but performing arts are also involving humanoid robots. You must have seen, or you can watch on the net, that many acts and plays are involving robots in that as a character. It is surprising to us, but yes, it is happening in the world, in the real world. Search and rescue operations, we are using humanoid robots for such an operation for low conflict areas, for people who are needing of certain help, and that too interactive help, where it can be poisonous gases atmosphere where human being cannot enter. It can be radioactive environment where human being cannot go. Humanoid can go and help. Okay. Similarly, medical and welfare. Medical robotics, we can have separate lecture on that. In the social robotics, we have seen that. Okay. So for medical purpose and welfare purpose, humanoid robots can be used in therapeutic uses as well as companionship. It can be used. Housework, robot can be helpful in the housework as well. Now you can see that separate IoT based machines are there, but humanoid can be trained to make few things ready for you, like serving you with a cup of tea, cup of coffee, or just now we have seen a robot can offer you a drink by pouring a drink from bottle to a glass, and that can be a help. So this type of small houseworks are possible at present. Further, enhanced technology and research can help to improve their applications, but this is the present situation. Future. Now, what can be the future of robotics? Future of humanoid robots can be like this. This is not exactly human-like robot, but yes, it can be there in the assisting mode. It can help people like the way it is helping in kitchen for washing the dish, keeping the dish properly, or maybe it is a oven and it is preparing something by using oven. And at the same time, it is taking some orders from his master. So this can be a future. Robot will be a part of our life. Then this is another picture which I would like to show you. In this painting, in this futuristic sketch, it is being shown that every element of society will be getting assistance from robot. Like one child is using robot for entertainment, like a pet, robot pet. Then second kid is having robot for companion. That taller girl is using exoskeleton for amplifying its capabilities or power. Then oldest person is being carried from by robot. Okay, and even one flying robot is there who is watching all these things. This can be a future. We are seeing it in the movies, but this is a combined representation of all those different types of technology. Now, at the end of the lecture, I will say that we have to handshake with this technology. We cannot remain aloof from this technology. And as per the time given by the organizer of this FDP, I am at the end of my lecture. I would like to tell you all that whatever I could present is a organized presentation of this technology. Otherwise, also you are having many more interesting videos, many PDFs, and many knowledge giving text material available on the internet. It was my small attempt to present all this complete development in an organized manner. That's all. Otherwise, to work with a humanoid, it is really great. It is really thought provoking, and I'm hopeful that you are also getting charged after watching this complete presentation along with the videos, because humanoid is a technology which is always attracting many people, always impressing many people, and at the same time it is creating challenges in front of technocrats. We made upper torso separately, we made lower torso, that too biped robots walking very nicely. But when we tried for assembling them together, doing their marriage, it was not possible. Means combination of both the thing was very, very difficult. So we are trying to make a humanoid in our laboratory. So over here, I would like to comment that making humanoid humanoid technology based robot over here is a challenge in Indian scenario. Few robots are there, but they are not completely humanoid. We need to have more improvements in that. We have Manav robot, which is made out of 3D printing, which is made by Mr. Vaish. It was demonstrated in College of Engineering, Pune. It is also a fantastic Indian indigenous robot. Similar type of robots are there, but because of paucity of time, because of lack of time, shortage of time, I could not present all those technologies over here in one single presentation. Okay, so it is really very interesting technology. I'm happy to share all my knowledge over here and information collected. 3:30 is a time now. If you want to ask me any question, you can go ahead, please.
Yes, sir. There are one or two questions in the chat box. I will just read it.
Yeah, I can take a question from chat box.
Yes.
Very first person, Karak Singh, saying how Android is different from mobile operating system. Very good question. Karak Singh, are you there in the meeting? Okay, thank you. Thank you for your reply. Mobile operating systems are simply interactive systems similar to that of the Alexa and Siri. But when we say Android, they are having physical structure. So Androids are having physical structure. They are mobile sometimes. They are moving objects, and even if it is there, even if they are similar like a humanoid, they are having skin and resemblance to the human being. So Android is a complete different technology than in comparison with the mobile operating system. Your question was 214, and now at the end of this presentation, you must have understood what is the difference between Android and mobile operating system. Am I correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, yes.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Karak Singh. Next question.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Next question by Vikas. Why not much research is being done creating humanoid for clinical? Vikas, you are asking a very good question, because we must focus on an area where we require robots, not for simple entertainment. Cleaning sewages manually is a big big crime which is happening in the society, I will say. Similar type of problems are there, like farming, cutting sugarcane. We are not getting proper laborers over there, and their problems are also very difficult. So many sectors are there, right from the agricultural domain, then cleaning the sewages and working in the chemical factories. Many problem statements are there in front of robotics technology. Everybody is trying to give solution in a better way. So we must try for that. Just 2 weeks back, with Science and Technology Park Director in Pune, Mr. Vidale, I could talk to him, and he was saying that this is a recent and earliest requirement which is required over there in the society. So it is a good question. Thank you for that.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Then
The question from Gitanjali Hota, sir, what kind of OS are used mostly in robots? How much cost is coming to set up this robotics lab exclusively?
it is by whom?
By Hoda, madam, Gitanjali Hota.
Okay, okay, okay. Gitanjali madam, I would like to give a brief answer to your question. Actually, it's a big question. How much cost is coming to set up this robotic lab? To what we should call it as a robotic lab is a big question. People don't understand what is robotic lab. Few of my students, they have made startup. They are in the market nowadays, and they are providing complete lab solution. So in the laboratory, what is required from their perspective, they are offering them to the people, as well as customized solutions sometimes, tailor-made solutions. If you want something in the robotics lab, they are providing you. But what should be in the robotics lab, I will tell you. Basically, robotics lab should be there with one industrial robot to start with. Second, it should have sensors and actuators trainer kit. Third, it should be equipped with proper softwares with the help of which small robots can be created. Only procured robots, small robots which are purchased from the market, cannot be a part of robotics lab. In your bucket list, if you are collecting some highly advanced setups, in that it becomes higher cost. In case of industrial robots, KUKA robot is costly, ABB is comparatively cheaper. Then Yasakawa robots are more cheaper than that. So comparatively, it all depends on you which type of robots you are purchasing. From my perspective, we have almost 5 different types of industrial robots in our lab. All those 5 robots are of different company. Purchase complete robotic training cell of ABB company in 25 lakhs. That training cell can help you to train people, to train students for programming industrial robot. But other than programming aspect, if you want to teach people, teach student about making of small robots, programming them with Python, programming them with ROS, you will require certain another electronic hardwares. So it's a big question altogether. Thank you for such a good question from professor's point of view. Gitanjali madam, I hope I have given answer to your question.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. I have shown you might be able to see my email ID and my contact number. You can send me a mail so that I can answer you in detail. Which processor is generally for humanoids? It's a question from Anni Kumar. He's saying that creating humanoid is a big challenge. Okay. Combination of camera, sensor, integration in nutshell is a big challenge. Which processor is generally used? Remember that processor depends on what type of algorithm you are developing, what type of functionality you require. Nowadays in the market, we are getting ARM processor. If you are involved with the camera vision, machine vision system, then Raspberry Pi is required. So different processors are being used as per the requirement. Okay. So no any fixed processor as such. You have to design the system. Okay. Can we use robot for mining? It is a question from Betty Vijay. As I said, robots can be made for that application. We cannot use directly a humanoid robot for mining. mining has different environment, different space constraint, and different task to be covered. Accordingly, robot can be designed. Robot should not be always similar to that of the humanoid. A simple mechanisms like Big Dog can be very good for transportation. Similarly, for mining, different we can say different type of structure can be helpful. Okay, but yes, we can use robot also for mining purpose. Mr. Mani Bhushan is saying that, sir, can you please scroll your slides from beginning, as initially my net was down and I could not watch it. Mr. Mani, I must assure you from another point of view and what arrangement they made, that I'll be passing PDF of this to all of you, to the organizer, obviously, and they will be circulating amongst you. So don't worry about that. Is that okay, Mr. Mani Bhushan?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
And sir, one thing just I would like to ask. Why Actroids were designed if it is just an advancement, mere an advancement, why is it termed as a termed separately?
Okay, see, we are very specific. We are technical people. We are talking very specifically when we are in a discussion. So terms are getting created when slowly humanoid technology is developing. Because you have to name chair as a chair, table as a table. It is the simple difference. Okay. Now you can say both are part of the furniture. Why we are naming them separately? We can call furniture as a common name. Even in a chair, you are having chair with the armpits and chair without arms. Okay, so this is the difference. Why? What is the intention behind naming them? There is no any other intention than that. Just for addressing the with those attached terms, nothing else. Mr. Tanzim Khan asking a question that a robot example which can be useful for multi-purpose operation. Yes, we have multi-purpose robots, but they are multi-purpose in their domain. For transportation, Big Dog can be the best solution. For interactive skill and standalone system, Kismet can be best one, Octavia can be best one. But when mobile robotics robots are required, Asimov can be best one. But there is no any single robot which can be good for multi-purpose. When you say multi-purpose, it can be multi-purpose in a single domain or multi-purpose in a different domain. If you want to have underwater navigation, none of these robots which we have discussed can be a good. But yes, underwater submarine can be good for underwater operations. Similarly, flying robots may be good for doing multi-purpose activity in the air while collecting the samples, while taking the photographs, completing the area mapping and this and that in the air, but may not be suitable when it is there on the ground. So we can say that multi-purpose operations can be covered, but it should be in single domain, and robot solutions are there for that. I hope I have answered Tanzim Khan's question.
Yes, sir. Got it.
Yes, thank you. Suggest a robot for school science exhibition. It's a very good question, Dipti Kumari madam. Madam, we would like to encourage our student. We would like to attract them to the field of technology. This exhibition can be a good solution for that. In the science exhibition, I have seen that you are presenting many good science projects. Along with science projects, when you are exhibiting robots, it's a good initiative. I have tried it with the many science exhibitions in the schools and colleges. I have visited them along with my robots. We do have Genibo, robot dog. We have RoboSapiens, small human robot. We have desktop robot, now 6th generation robot. And we are taking robots to the kids so that they are getting, they are increasing their interest in the technology. And yeah, I can suggest few robots can be invited, and the best one can be to start with can be a Now robot. Comparatively, it is so cheap. RoboSapien is cheaper; it can be few thousands, but Now is comparatively costlier one.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Jaibai sir, I think we have covered all questions.
Yes, last question from Janapriya Madam. What are the advances made in green IoT to support industrial automation using AI humanoid robots?
Uh, I could not see that question.
About Tanzim Khan's question, that Janapriya.
Okay. What are the advances made in green IoT to support industrial automation using AI humanoid robots? Okay, madam, you are clubbing to three different technologies together. Industrial automation is a separate technology. Green IoT is a separate technology, and AI humanoid robots is a separate technology. If you are saying that green IoT should be supported by industrial automation, it is possible, and that too using AI humanoid robotics, it is also possible. But we have to find application. So green IoT, it's a challenge for all of us, and to support them with industrial automation, it is happening nowadays. It is happening for automatic light control, automatic communicating devices, and logistics. It is happening in the industry. But to support these both technology, green IoT using getting support of industrial automation and using AI-based humanoid robot, it be a challenge. But at the same time, I must tell you that AI-based humanoid robot cannot be a solution. AI-based humanoid
आता ते मोठ्या मोठ्या विंडमिलसाठी आहे हे छोट्या
AI-based humanoid robot cannot be a solution for all the types of technology. Small robot can be more efficient in that task. For example, suppose you want to clean floor and mop the floor after that. Cleaning and mopping is required. For that is not required. You can have Roomba robots, which is cleaning and floor mopping robot. It is cleaning, collecting all the dust particles and small garbage, and at the same time, it is mopping also nicely with spraying of water. Roomba, which is a disc-like robot, can be very good than in comparison with the humanoid robot. The humanoid robot cannot be expected to help you for all IoT-based solutions.
Yes, I think, sir, almost all questions you have answered. And once again, I thank you, sir, for your excellent presentation and explaining all the technology related to humanoid and all the advancements which are happening in this field with the latest developments. So really, it is a excellent way of presenting, as well as the information which you have delivered. It will be helpful for all the participants.